Welcome back to Healthy with Nicole. In today's video, I wanted to answer a question that I get a lot about the carnivore diet, which is, should you add extra fat to your meat? In my opinion, if you are wanting to lose body fat, you should not add more fat to your meat. The only exception I would say to that is if you're eating really lean meats like chicken or tuna fish or something like that, you might want to consider adding. I know a lot of people like to add things like coconut oil or maybe even MCT oil or butter to coffee. I personally don't feel like that is helpful, especially if you're trying to lose body fat. I was never on this journey of carnivore diet for body fat reduction. I don't feel like you need to be excessively, cut and ripped as a woman, but I know a lot of people do want to do that, and that's fine. It's definitely not going to help you to add more fat. Sometimes it creates more satiety so that you can be full for longer, but usually protein is more effective in doing that. So rather than adding extra fats and having excessive fats and calories, I would rather add more protein and have more volume and more protein to balance my blood sugar and keep me full longer. So I know there are many different ways to practice the zero carb and the carnivore diet. This is not a keto diet by nature. It's, a lot of people call it a ketogenic diet because you probably are in ketosis, but that's really not the goal. And we're not trying to add more fat to manipulate things. If anything, I would say add fat to help you feel satiated. And that's why I mentioned in a lean food like chicken breast or a lean fish, you might consider adding a little bit because a little bit of fat is good for satiety. And the other thing about that is when you're eating more fat, yes, you want the cholesterol because that helps with your hormone production. But if you're eating, saturated fat from your meats like beef, ground beef, lamb, things like that, you're going to get enough of the cholesterol from those foods directly. And so there really isn't a need to add more fat on top of that, unless maybe you want to gain more weight and you need that extra fat. But otherwise, for most of us, getting leaner is probably healthier because body fat does contain and hold onto toxins, and disease risks tend to go up, as well as your insulin levels and fasting glucose levels and things like that. So leaner bodies are typically healthier, but that's not to say that you have to be cut and lean. So be flexible here and use the fat to help you feel satiated. In other words, focus on protein and you should be good to go. If you like that video, give it a thumbs up and I will see you in the next video.